Hey everyone, and welcome back to another vlog. I've been trying to post a new video every week, but this one's coming at you a little bit late because I was visiting my family this past week. They live in the countryside and in the coastline, so it was a really nice change of scenery for me. As someone who's been living in a city for over 10 years, I woke up every day surrounded by green, and I ate fresh fish and vegetables nearly every day. My family has a vegetable garden, so basically if we wanted fresh lettuce for dinner, we just went ahead and grabbed it, which was, again, a really nice change of pace. It was a really nice trip. I spent a lot of time with my sisters, and we also went thrifting, which is one of our favorite activities, and I got a few things that I can show you. I bought these placemats. They are just basic pink placemats that have this fringe detail, but my plan for them is to do some embroidery on them so that I can make them my own. I think there's 5 of them. Yeah, there's 5 of them and they were €5, so €1 for each placemat. Then at this same thrift store, I also got these plastic thingies where you put your yarn or your embroidery floss. And these ones came in really handy because I'm planning on working on an intarsia project on my knitting machine, and I've been using clothespins, but these will be much easier to use, and all of these were just €1. There's nearly 20 of them. They'll be really handy for a future project. I have an addiction to vintage oversized shirts, and I bought this one. I already have some that are similar to this one, but I really enjoyed the floral print on this one, and it's something that I really like to wear in the summer because I just wear them with a tank top underneath and just some shorts, skirt, trousers, whatever. They always work. So this is just another one to add to my collection. Then I've been looking for a black midi skirt for a while, and I found this one. I really enjoyed the detail at the bottom. I don't know if you can see, but it's scalloped at the bottom. And as you can see, the elastic is a little bit stretched out, so I'm just going to change the elastic at the waist and it will be as good as new. And the last thing that I got were these shorts that I'm going to hem to make them about 3 centimeters shorter. And I also have to remove about 2 centimeters at the waist, so I'm not sure if I'm going to open it at the back or if I'll change the elastic that it has on the sides to make it a little bit smaller. But that's something for me to worry about in the next couple of days. That's not what I'll be working on today. So while I was visiting my family, my sister told me that she was in need of some more underwear. She was one of my fit testers for the peachy undies pattern, and she really enjoys that pattern. So I'm going to make her some more pairs. It's me from the future, and I just wanted to let you know that the peachy undies pattern is one of my pay what you want patterns, so you can add a price to it if you want to support my work, or you can just get it for free. And I thank you for whichever option you go with. So thank you very much for supporting my work, and let's get back to the past. As you can see on the side, I've already taken out all of the fabric that I have to work on for underwear, and I'm going to make a selection so that I can make a small collection of them for her, and that's what we'll be working on today. I've already printed the pattern on her size, so I just have to type it together. Then I'm going to figure out which fabric and elastic combinations I want to use, and if I can make a cohesive pack of underwear. Hopefully so. If not, I'll make it in pairs, and each pair will make sense together. I'm not sure. So first things first, let's type this together, and then I'm going to cut little swatches of fabric and experiment with elastics to see if they come together or not. I've cut out the pattern, so here's the back, here's the front, and here's the crotch piece. And I've also cut out the stretch percentage ruler, which is how I'm going to calculate how much elastic I need, because not all elastic has the same stretch percentage. The pattern comes with basically like a calculator for you to calculate how much elastic you need for each opening based on the stretch percentage of your elastic. But before we get into that, I'm going to see which fabric combinations I like. I have 2 different pointel fabric. I have this one that has these vertical lines, and I have this one that's a little bit more simple. And I have this one in 3 different colors. I have it in green, pink and white, but I'm not sure if I want to use this for underwear because this one is just cotton. It doesn't have any elastane to it, so I don't think it will be as durable. So let's move it to the side, and in this one that has elastane, I have it in pink and in white, so I could definitely use these two. And I think it would go together with this rib that I have. That's with these pink flowers. And I also have this one in blue, and I have a little bit of a different version in red. I think that the red goes really well together with this pink, and this could easily become a pack of underwear. Now, when it comes to elastic, to make it cohesive, I have a few different options. I have this ruffle elastic that would go well with the colors that I have. But the thing with this ruffle elastic is that even though it's pretty, it doesn't work well with every type of garment because it's really noticeable on some. So maybe I could use it to make some of them, but not all. And something else that I really like to use is elastic lace because it's really comfortable. So I think that I might use this one, but also I have this elastic lace. I haven't used it in any project, and it seems to be a much better quality than this one that I have. So I'd really like to use it, but I think that it might be too stark of a difference, and I don't know if I like to see a lace detail that's darker than the rest of the fabric. I'll have to try it out. Would a darker lace work well in a plain fabric? I'm not sure. I also have this lace that's kind of a light pink tone. You can see the difference here. That could work really well together with the pink and with this one with the pink flowers. But I don't know if then I can make it match the rest of them. I think that I'm only going to figure it out by swatching. I've done a few swatches to test out the different types of elastic, and I've shown them to my sister so that she could choose which one she preferred, and I have her decisions written down, so I've made all of the calculations for how much elastic I needed. This pattern comes with the size of each opening, so for the waist and for the leg opening, and then it tells you how to calculate how much elastic you need for each opening based on the stretch percentage of each elastic. And to measure out the stretch percentage, the pattern also comes with a ruler, so you just have to place the elastic on top of the ruler and then stretch it to see what's the stretch percentage of the elastic. It's usually between 10 and 20%, so for this one I'd say that it's about 10% if you don't want to stretch it out too much, otherwise it won't be comfortable around the legs and the waist. So based on these calculations, I'm going to start cutting the fabric and the elastic, and then we can start sewing. So I have all of the fabric cut out. There's more versions over here that you can see, but I have 5 different versions that I'm going to sew. Let me see, based on the color of the fabric, I'm going to sew first the body of these 3 because I'm going to use white thread for this. And then for these 2, I think that I can get away with using the same thread for the body. For the elastic, I just have to switch for this blue follover elastic. All of the other ones can be sewn using white thread as well. So let's do this. I'm going to pin all of them and then sew them all so that I don't keep repeating the same steps. If I sew them all at the same time, it will be much faster. Well, it's been a couple of days since I last saw you, and yesterday I was expecting to do all of the changes in those thrifted clothes that I showed you at the beginning of this vlog, but we had a blackout in Europe, so we didn't have any electricity for nearly a whole day. It wasn't a whole day. It started at lunchtime and it ended, at least for me, at around dinner time. Personally, I was mostly worried about the food that I had in the fridge and in the freezer, and that my stovetop is electric, so I couldn't cook anything. But other than that, it wasn't that different for me because most of the stuff that I do doesn't require electricity. So I started working on a knitting project that I had planned for the day before, but I created a chart for it, and where did I save the chart? On Google Drive, so I couldn't access it. And so I just need the bottom of the front because this is an intarsia project and I needed to know where I was going to do the design, so I couldn't continue working on this. I had just done a swatch the day before, and this isn't the design. I just wanted to see what the edge would look like where I switch colors, but my actual plan is for this design. There are going to be some details in the cat's faces, but I didn't include that in the chart because I'm going to do that with some sort of embroidery. The stitches are quite large. I'm working on 7mm needles, so I can't get that much definition on the design, which means that it's best that I add the details with embroidery instead of including them in the chart. And then, since I couldn't work on these anymore, I also have another plan for a future project that is sewing a short sleeve oversized shirt and then embroidering on it, and my plan is to do cross stitch. So I wanted to test out the technique to see what it would look like on the fabric, and as I showed you at the beginning of the video, I thrifted some placemats and I wanted to do some embroidery on them. This is what I did. I didn't have any internet, so I didn't have reference images for the cross-stitch designs that I would like to do, so I just did something that I already done before. So I already had the design to count the stitches. I didn't have it in me to create a new design, so I just did these little rows at the bottom. The back doesn't look super neat, but that's something that I'll have to work on, and I'll have to research some techniques so that I can figure out how I can make it as neat as possible. But the front looks pretty good, so I think that it will work really well on the shirt. That project is something that I want to do a whole series of videos on, but you can expect an oversized linen shirt with some hopefully cool cross-stitch details. So for the rest of the day, I'll just continue working on this cat sweater. On my next video, you'll be able to see some progress and watch me working on it so that we can see it come together. If you're excited about any of these projects, don't forget to subscribe so that you can get notified whenever I drop the next video, which will be next week, unless we have another blackout. But hopefully that won't happen because I'm not ready at all. Whenever anything like this happens, we always say, oh, we need to be prepared, we need to have an emergency kit, and then stuff gets back to normal and we totally forget because we get comfortable with luxury pretty fast. So I'm going to work on my emergency kit and I'll see you on the next one. Bye!